We're doing interviews for the dedication of Zion Tabernacle with people that have been workers, volunteers here that have really made this project happen. And one of those people is sitting with me today, and I'd like to introduce to you Emily. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here and wonderful to talk with you. We have a picture here. Could you tell us about this?
Yeah, that's my grandparents and my brother and sister.
Okay, you want to tell us their names?
Yeah, Katie's in the green sweatshirt. That's Jacob, my brother. And Janet, my grandma, and Gary, my grandpa.
Well, there's a lot of smiles here. What's that all about?
Well, we're all happy to work here and come down here and work with y'all.
Well, that's what I see, too, and that's really great. We always have a good time together, too, huh?
Yeah.
Our families. We have a good time. Well, when you first came, you didn't necessarily feel like that, I think.
No.
In some of the notes you gave me, this is what you told me.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. The first time I came here in Passover, and you showed the plans to everyone, I didn't really feel like I was part of it. And like it was your guys' thing and my grandparents' thing, but not mine.
Yes.
Yeah. And that, but I really liked you guys, and I wanted to help you with it.
Well, that was really nice, and it was nice meeting you for the first time. And I think at that time you were, what, like 18 or 19?
I think I was 18.
You were 18, yeah, when you came down. And we noticed that you were a very shy person.
Yes, I was very shy and timid.
Right. And this was on your first visit, very pleasant person. But you stuck pretty close to your grandpa for that trip. We enjoyed meeting you, but we didn't feel fully like we connected with you.
Yeah.
So I think we were both feeling the same thing, right, at that point. And it's probably because you just had no reason to think that this was anything to do with you, right?
Right. I wasn't really close to Yahweh at the time.
Mm-hmm. And you had your own life as to what you were doing.
Yes, I did. I went back home and had my own things to do and things I wanted to do.
So it's just kind of a come-along thing with your folks, right?
Yeah.
With your grandpa and grandmother.
Right.
So, you know, and that's fine, and that's what we would kind of expect. But apparently they were thinking about you. There's probably a reason they brought you down here.
Yes.
And we're going to get into that a little more and see what that's about. Now, you came down on another visit. Probably some things that happened in between. Had you been talking at all with any of my kids or anything?
No, not, well, I think I talked with a few of them about some things.
Okay. But you hadn't really gotten close with them at all yet?
No, not really.
And so you came down on another visit. Now, this is when Gary is out there going crazy with his machine.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
I helped build the deck with the kids, and it was very hot, very hot. Every day it seemed like the sun was beating down on us.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I wish we could go in and play or, you know, get out of work somehow.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It does get really hot here. But I think if you're working with Sheila, your chances of getting away probably aren't pretty good.
Yeah.
Because she is very intent on getting that deck built. And there she is ramrodding the thing there. And, you can be sure that deck got built, friends. And it looks great. And thank you for your help with it.
Oh, it's nothing.
Let's go on to the next thing. Well, this is your next visit, I believe. So this is your third visit. There's been some time in between. I believe that this is Sukkot of 2014.
Yeah. I remember it just seemed like I wasn't really I felt more like I was in awe with how much the building changed and everything changed since the first time.
Yes.
You know, and the lion and the sanctuary was beautiful. But I didn't really feel like I was as spiritual as everyone else about it, you know? And like I was on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Still.
Did you feel in a way like you just weren't as spiritual?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know, sometimes people feel that way. And at a certain point in my life, I felt that way. Mm. And what I learned is that it's not a matter of feeling spiritual. You know, it's a matter of knowing Yeshua and that he is there and he is available to us at any time. And so really, you know, that's just kind of a feeling when we feel like, well, I'm not this or I'm not that. It doesn't mean you can't be that, right?
Right.
And I think you figured that out somewhere along the line.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to learn more about that. Tell us how you figured this out.
Well, after Sukkot, I came back and I just felt like he wanted me to come down here and, you know, work and volunteer.
Yeah.
And I was really scared, and I thought, I don't think that was him. You know, maybe that's just a thought. Mm. But I would never have thought about coming down here and living here, you know?
Right.
I was very close to my family, and, but it just, as the months went on or the weeks after, he made it a lot easier, you know? Like, this part of my life was closing up, and I didn't want it anymore. I didn't want to stay at home and do nothing. I wanted to do what he wanted me to do.
I see. So this was kind of like a persistent thought that you kept having?
Yes.
That you should come here?
Yes, and it just felt like that's what I needed to do, you know?
Yeah. And when we were talking before, too, you were mentioning about how you felt like you weren't satisfied anymore, just being concerned with your own young girl stuff anymore.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be the old person I was anymore. I was just tired of living a life for myself. And I wanted to serve him, and I didn't want to serve myself. And it wasn't fulfilling or satisfying, and I just felt like I was almost dead, you know?
Wow.
It's just what my life was nothing.
Yeah. You know, this is such an amazing thing when Yahweh does this work inside of a person where we were perfectly satisfied being selfish, you know, and then all of a sudden we're not anymore, and life isn't fulfilling anymore.
Yeah.
And that's something that he does. And, you know, Yeshua said, no one comes to me unless the Father who is in heaven draws him.
Yeah.
That's what was happening to you.
Yes.
He was drawing you. He was making you discontented, right?
Right.
Without him.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah. And that's such a beautiful thing. It feels kind of awful, though, while you're going through it in some ways, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also want to mention, I mean, after I met you all, and every time I came back to my house, I just thought, I want to be like them. Because you can see him in you, and the peace and the love, but every time I tried to live that way or get closer to him, I just failed because I always ended up going back to what I want. Mm. But then I was just like I said, I was fed up with it, and I wanted what you guys had, and I wanted to be like you.
Wow. You know, that's a lot to take in, but what I'd like to say to you about that is you crossed over. You did change. And now people look at you and they think, I want to be like her. Yeah, that's what they're thinking because they see that you've got something. And it really happened. What you wanted really happened. And people can see it. And people are blessed by you. And That's not only by your lemon bars, which are really great, but by the person that you are. And here's some of the reasons. Here we see a picture of some of the work that you did. Now, you asked to come down and volunteer here,
Yes.
and we said, okay, we'll do this on a trial basis, right?
Right.
And, you know, I don't know if I've ever really explained this to you, but you're a young person, and I wanted to be sure this was really what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to give you a chance, you know?
Yeah, I understand that.
And so we did. And we thought you were going to make it, though.
Yep, and I did. This is the most satisfied and peaceful and loved I've ever felt in my whole life.
Wow. Well, that's really wonderful. And, you know, you have a wonderful peace about you. And like in this picture, I think you can kind of see this peace that just emanates from your spirit.
Yeah.
And those things that were like conflicts that you had been experiencing clearly are gone.
Yeah. I mean, I knew I was a part of this now, and I had a place to be and some things I had to do, you know, that he wanted me to do. And working, you know, I said earlier, I tried to get out of work or didn't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I love coming over here to work. It's so fulfilling, you know?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's a good thing, too, that, you know, you had these painting and wallboard skills that you could bring to the job.
Oh, no, I had no idea how to do any of that.
You look very competent, though, in these pictures. So how did you go from not knowing anything about how to do it to being obviously so competent at what you were doing here?
Well, I asked everybody, how do you do this? And, well, what about this? And, you know, and watched them, too, do it.
Yeah. Well, we found that you're a quick learner because you are a motivated person, that you really wanted to do it. And we can see that. Look at how focused you are in these pictures on doing this work. And this obviously is very important to you. What has made this so important to you that you put so much of yourself into it?
Because it's for him. It's for Yahweh, Yeshua, and that's my priority now.
Yes.
And I want to serve him.
Now, how does that make you feel when you feel that way?
It makes me feel peaceful and fulfilled.
Yes.
Like there's nothing greater than doing what he wants, what you're made to be.
That's so wonderful, Emily. You know what a discovery that is at your age? You know, that is such a blessing to discover that as a young person. And because then you can put that to work in your whole life and it'll just keep working for you. You know, your grandpa and I were talking, and we were talking about this very thing, this secret of service, and how blessed we are when we are serving the kingdom, and how it makes us feel so fulfilled and really improves our life so much. What a joy it is.
Yes.
And you found that out.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're part of the Zion family here.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
It is.
Well, here's some more stuff you've done. You know, I didn't get any pictures of your cooking either. That's really a shame. 'Cause you do some great cooking around here, too. But tell us some of these things that you're doing in these slides.
Well, in the top left slide, we were painting the doors for the utility room. And Judah was usually doing dishes that day real long. So me and Abby had time to talk. And I got to know her better. And she's so peaceful to be around. And you can just get along with her. And we talked about things. I don't really talk a lot about my thoughts, I guess, or feelings, or what I like and stuff. But I can really talk to her.
Wow, that's great.
And in the second one, it was the day Papa came here and moved the deck for the mikvah. And I think actually me and Solomon were goofing off, taking pictures. So.
We have to have a little goofing off once in a while.
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah.
Oh, go on.
The third one, I think that was earlier when I first came here, and it was sanding or sponging the seams on the walls.
Yes.
And that seemed to go on forever.
Yes, it did. Lots of walls, lots of walls.
And that's my least favorite thing to do, but I'll still do it.
Somebody has to do the least favorite things, right?
Right.
So we all get some of that.
And the third one was later, and I think that was the door to your office. And that was fun, taping the windows and everything. And I think around that time, too, I heard teaching on the radio about being a bondservant.
Yes.
And it had chapters from Ezekiel in it and how he was a bondservant. And I thought I wanted to be like that.
Yes.
You know?
Wow. Well, that's really what you're doing. You know, something, too, that we do while we're working is well, Sheila likes to do this. She plays the radio programs, the On the Road to Zion programs. So you guys are listening to those while you're working. And I think you just mentioned one example of that.
Yeah.
But what has that been like for you, having those programs playing while you're actually working in the building and listening to them?
I mean, I can work on the building at the same time and learn at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and listen to the programs. And a lot of them I haven't heard yet. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy learning more about it and feeling closer to him, listening to them, and wanting to apply those things more in my life.
Do you feel like it's made a difference in your own spiritual growth?
Yeah. I think it has.
Yeah.
And, you know, since I came here, I just feel so much closer to him.
Yes.
You know, and I used to pray ever so often or something. Mm-hmm. And now I pray every night and every morning.
That's good.
You know?
Great. Yeah, that's really great. Well, there's nothing like actually serving him and advancing his kingdom.
Yeah.
To make you feel good, to build a relationship with him. And it's obviously had a big effect on you, because the girl that I met the first time you came down here would not be sitting in that chair right now.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you of that. And so look at how much you've grown and become this confident young lady that is able to sit here and be recorded and speak your mind about things. You know, we're all really proud of you and the growth that you've had in the kingdom, because you have been willing to step forward and give him a chance to work in your life, and he's really doing it, isn't he?
Yes. If you asked me years ago that I would be here on a stage recording, you know, and much closer to him, serving God,
right,
I would have been like, oh, I don't think so, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty surprised with myself, too, because I'm so shy.
Yeah. Well, it's so wonderful. I just wish everybody could learn that the person that you are in Yeshua Messiah is really the person you want to be. Mm-hmm. You just might not know it yet.
Yeah.
But that's the person you want to be, the person that you are in him. And that's the person we're seeing when we look at you. Oh, yeah. Who's that?
That's Abby, my friend.
Yeah, and my beautiful daughter. And so that's what you two do when you work a lot.
Yep.
I've been working on the building. You like to listen to the radio together. Besides that, you enjoy talking together?
Yes, and we like to discuss some of the programs or what we thought, or, you know, stuff like that.
So that's just really been a tremendous atmosphere, hasn't it?
Yes.
For you guys to build a friendship and just encourage one another while you're serving Yahweh. Wonderful thing.
It is.
And, you know, it makes me so happy for my daughter to have you as her friend.
Well, I'm really blessed to have her as my friend.
So it looks like there's a good thing that's going there. What about this slide?
Okay. Well, this was the day we got done painting the walls. And it was the end of the day, and you walked in and said this, "Oh, this is horrible. Give me paneling instead." And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And I was just like, "No way." And then everyone started laughing because I made that dumb face.
It was so funny because your chin almost hit the floor. It was really funny. We do like to have a good time around here. And
Yes.
I do have kind of a weird sense of humor at times. And but you were a good sport, and I appreciate it.
It was very funny.
You know, it's a great thing to be able to work together and to be able to have fun at the same time and still get the job done and stuff. And but that was a precious moment, I have to say. Well, this is something that you said. Working on the tabernacle has brought me closer to him. You said, it's hard to describe, but I'm doing what he wants, and that makes me feel closer. It is hard to describe, isn't it?
Yes.
So try to describe it.
Well, as I've heard many say, working on tabernacle is worshiping him.
Yes.
And working on it, I've been worshiping him and listening to the programs and learning more about him and feeling closer to him and praying more and just getting to know him better. And living with you guys, it just feels like he's always, I can just see him through all of you, living with you closer, you know? And it is very hard to describe.
Yeah.
And it just, doing what he wants just makes me feel closer,
Yes.
of course, you know?
Right.
Then,
Right.
yeah.
No, I know how you feel because it's a change that we make. And it comes from being serious about his word. And you know, his word has power to actually change us when the Holy Spirit puts it to work in our heart, you know. This is something that's happened for us in our family. And, of course, we're in ongoing work, too, just like everybody else. And we have different ways that we want to keep improving. But he's made such a difference in our lives. We have such a privilege to be a ministry family serving him. Mm. And that has been wonderful for us. But, you know, we see him in the same way in so many other of our partners, of our members and friends.
Yeah.
And we see him like that in you, Emily. You have become one of those people.
That makes me very happy to hear that.
Yeah, and we certainly do see him. You know, that peace that emanates from you, and that loving attitude that you have, and that industriousness, that willingness to serve, and so many other wonderful things that have really been released because you listened to him. And you chose to do what he wanted to do instead of just doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good job.
Yeah, really.
And we're really blessed having you here. Thank you for
I've
sharing
been very
this.
blessed being here.
You have been listening to interviews that were recorded live at the Zion Tabernacle dedication service. Because of the immense size of this complete presentation, we cannot include all of this fabulous content online. However, it is available in a 7 DVD set, which includes almost 10 hours of Zion Tabernacle dedication interviews and the dedication service itself. Also included is a 1-hour Schmidt-Year 2015 presentation discussing where we are on Yahweh's great time clock. As a special bonus, we are including our 2-hour Passover 2015 video. This DVD set includes a total of well over 12 hours of encouraging, enlightening, and entertaining materials. This set is a great introduction to the Zion family and the Zion mission. Please make your offering check to Zion, T-S-I-Y-O-N. Don't forget to include your name and shipping address, along with your request for the Zion Tabernacle Dedication 7 DVD set. On behalf of Eliyahu ben David, myself, and the entire Zion team, Shalom.